What up, nomads, and welcome back to the Capsule Suitcase. Today, we're taking a closer look at the Lojel Cubo Fit Lite, a suitcase that in all of my years of reviewing suitcases, still managed to surprise and delight me. I'll share all of the reasons this suitcase is different from others in the size and price category, as well as some pros and cons to consider. If you're traveling this holiday season, gifting a suitcase to a nomad in your life, or planning your trips for 2026, stick around for a deep dive into the Lojel Cubo Fit Lite. If you're not familiar with Lojel, they're a Japanese-founded luggage brand that's been around since the 1980s. They've built a reputation for quiet, functional design, not really having flashy branding or gimmicks, but thoughtful engineering and long-lasting materials. The Cubo Fit Lite is one of their newer models, designed for travelers who want the capacity of a large suitcase, but in a slimmer, easier to handle form. Lojel's Cubo collection is probably one of their most recognizable. At least for me, it was a standout look. Every suitcase in this line shares the same key features: a flat top opening, expandable design, and a structured polycarbonate shell that's both durable and lightweight. With this collection, there are multiple sizes, from the small, light carry-on all the way up to the large check-in. The Fit models sit kind of in the middle of the check-in range, and this, the Fit Lite, is a slightly more compact version of the Cubo Fit. It's meant for travelers who want more room than a medium suitcase, but less bulk than a large one. Think of it as the sweet spot of a 2 to 3 week trip, or even for people who are sharing one bag on a trip. The Cubo Fit Lite has a capacity of 86 to 98 liters, depending on whether you expand it, and it weighs just 4.4 kilograms, or about 9.7 pounds. The shell is made from a 50-50 blend of recycled and virgin polycarbonate, giving it strength while cutting down on the environmental impact. Inside, you get a solution-dyed mixed polyester lining that's also 50% recycled. And here's the best part: the entire lining is removable and washable. It's one of those features that you think, why don't more brands do this? The finish is matte and available in mostly muted tones, which is very chic, so it hides scuffs better than the glossy luggage in my experience. This color is a matte dark blue, which I think is very chic and totally matches my wardrobe. Underneath, it rides on dual 360-degree wheels made from non-hydrolyzing TPE elastomer, a fancy way of saying that these wheels resist cracking even with years of rolling through airports. The zippers are woven and reinforced to resist breakage, and there's a TSA-approved lock built in. Now let's look at the access and organization when you open the suitcase. The standout feature of the Cubo line is this flat top opening. Instead of splitting down the middle like a clamshell, it opens from the top like a trunk. This design makes it easier to access your belongings in tight spaces, whether you're staying in a small hotel room or even on a train, or unpacking on one of those narrow luggage racks. One of the major advantages of a trunk style is that you can pack much larger objects than you would in a clamshell. Inside, the Fit Lite has these large mesh zippered pockets, padded tech pocket here, and pockets on the inside, along with this divider that you can use to separate your items inside. Everything has a place, and it feels intentionally laid out for organized travelers. And if you come home with souvenirs, there's an expandable zipper section that increases the capacity by about 12 liters. It's practical, but also surprisingly elegant, and the layout is minimal and not overloaded with unnecessary compartments. One thing I really like about Lojel is how they think about the ecosystem around their luggage. You can get custom-fit Cubo luggage covers, and these are substantial protective sleeves that fit perfectly over the suitcase. They're a great way to keep your luggage looking new, and it adds more protection from aggressive or careless baggage handlers. And in all of my years of travel, I've had more than one suitcase crack, get majorly dented, or straight up ripped apart, even really high-end suitcases. So this is extra padding that really is going to be reinforcing my suitcase and giving me a little more peace of mind. Putting it on is quite easy because it's really designed for the suitcase that you buy it for. It matches it perfectly. And since this suitcase expands, so does the luggage cover. It does fit quite tightly, so I usually keep the luggage cover fully expanded even if the suitcase is not. So it's just a really nicely designed piece that not a lot of other brands go through the trouble of designing. And each model has a luggage cover that matches it, so you want to make sure you buy the correct one to go with your suitcase. Another fun feature of Lojel is that they sell these patches that you can put on your suitcase or on your luggage cover. It gives more personality. You can buy some custom ones to match your hometown, and it also helps you identify your suitcase on the carousel. It's a small detail, but it fits with the Lojel approach. Functional, but fun. Now, how does this perform in real life? Well, in real world use, the Fit Lite rolls beautifully. The smaller wheelbase compared to the regular Fit gives it a tighter turning radius and excellent stability. The trolley handle adjusts between 88 and 102 centimeters, so it feels comfortable whether you're tall or short. Because of the flat top opening, you can set things on it when packing or use it as a temporary table in your hotel room. It's also noticeably lighter than the large checked bags, which means you can pack more without hitting that 50-pound limit. My first test run with this suitcase was with my husband and 4-month-old daughter, and we went to a cottage for a few nights. All three of us shared this suitcase and it worked really well. The fact that you could open it from the top was key since the room we were in didn't have that much floor space, and once we'd set up our pack and play travel crib, we didn't really have enough room for a clamshell suitcase, and 2 carry-ons would have been inefficient. So how does this suitcase compare to the other usual suspects like Away, Monos, and Level 8? Well, the reason why I was excited to review this suitcase was because it really is different. It has different style and design, and it has these features that I haven't seen a lot on the market. And when it comes to organization, the removable liner and the flat top lid give Lojel a real advantage for travelers who live out of their suitcase and who don't want to unpack at every destination. Now a few downsides. At around $600 Canadian, the Fit Lite isn't cheap. You could pick up a Monos check-in medium or an Away large for a little less. But with current Black Friday sales, you'll want to price check now to see what discounts you can get across all of these brands before making a selection. The flat top lid, while great for tight spaces, means that you can't pack both halves equally. It's more like packing a deep box than 2 shallow trays. And because of its boxy proportions, it doesn't nest inside the larger Cubo models easily, something to consider if you like to store your suitcases like Russian doll style one in another. Finally, while the structure is strong, it's not as rigid as an aluminum suitcase, for example, like the Rimowa line. The shell flexes slightly when pressed, and that's by design for impact absorption, but it does feel a little less premium if you tap it. Let's wrap it up with final thoughts. Overall, the Lojel Cubo Fit Lite feels like the result of thoughtful, real-world design. It's not trying to reinvent luggage, but it's refining it. And it's ideal for organized travelers and long trips where space and access matter. You get durable, sustainable materials, practical details like the washable lining, and a clean design that looks timeless instead of trendy. And it's pretty unique, and it's dependable, quiet, and smart, very much in line with Lojel's less but better philosophy. It's actually adding something new to the market I hadn't seen in a long time, and with an updated twist. It makes other clamshell suitcases seem run-of-the-mill to me now. If you're looking for a suitcase that's designed for how people actually travel, the Cubo Fit Lite is absolutely worth considering. And one of my not necessary but favorite little details is the luggage covers. I am really excited to see how this fares over time if I consistently use the cover while traveling. Thanks for tuning in for another suitcase review and for watching the Capsule Suitcase. See you next time. Happy travels. Thanks for watching this video until the end. For more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the Capsule Suitcase and turn on notifications so you get all the fresh content as soon as it comes out. Thanks for supporting this channel. Happy travels!